This weekend, a new SpongeBob movie focusing on Plankton dropped on Netflix. Here's my review. Now, this was a movie I was very worried about, because the last three SpongeBob movies have all been pretty mixed and negative, especially because the previous SpongeBob movie focusing on Sandy was really, really bad. But despite the decline in quality of SpongeBob over the years, Plankton is the one consistently funny element to it. Which makes sense, since Plankton's voice actor wrote quite a few episodes of the first two seasons. And yeah, a Plankton movie is actually really, really funny. The writing, jokes, and visual gags all feel in line with some of the best of SpongeBob's first four seasons, which, again, makes sense, since Plankton's voice actor was one of the co-writers of this movie. There were a ton of jokes that I thought were hilarious, which is more than I could say for the other SpongeBob movie sequels that, at their best, gave me a mild chuckle. There's a lot of throwbacks to classic SpongeBob episodes, such as Plankton's Army, the Sweet Victory song, and even the first SpongeBob movie. This is a musical, and the songs have a nice amount of time between them. There weren't any where I thought, really? We just had a song, can we move on? And the songs are all really, really catchy and great. There weren't any that I was waiting to be over. They're all really clever and funny. The musical numbers each have a distinct musical and animation style, which gives them a nice variety and helps them stand out and not blend together. For example, one of Plankton's songs is animated in a rubber hose style, and has a musical tone that feels like it's from that era. Karen's song is, of course, techno. Making Karen the main villain this time around was a nice, fresh idea. And I realized with this movie that Karen and Plankton are a lot like Draken and Shigo from Kim Possible. Plankton and Draken are the slightly incompetent megalomaniacs obsessed with destroying their archenemy, and Karen and Shigo are the real evil geniuses who hate having to put up with them, especially after they always fail. And much like that one Kim Possible movie where Kim and Ron visit the future where Shigo has gotten rid of Draken and taken over herself, Karen does manage to just say,
"Fine. I'll do it myself."
Regarding the animation, I do wish it were 2D animation all the way through, but there are times where the CGI looks really good and gives it more depth that couldn't be achieved as effectively as a 2D animated film. But there are also times where it kind of looks like a PlayStation 2 game, so it's kind of hit or miss. There are a few story issues, mainly with previously established continuity. It's implied that Plankton's first time trying a Krabby Patty and becoming obsessed with getting the formula are at the Krusty Krab, when there's a whole episode of the show showing that Mr. Krabs and Plankton created the patty together as kids. Karen knows Plankton's first name is Sheldon after he creates her, even though there was an episode where she finds out his name is Sheldon and just laughs at him. Then again, SpongeBob has never had that much firm continuity, and these aren't major issues like the Sponge on the Run movie, where it says that SpongeBob and Sandy met as kids at summer camp, even though in the first episode of the show they met in an entirely different way, so I can excuse these. There's also not really that much difference between this movie and a typical episode of the show. The first SpongeBob movie had a massive scale and story that could have only worked as a film. This one kind of feels like a long TV special. In something like the Rugrats movie or the Bob's Burgers movie, the plots feel cinematic, where the stakes are much bigger than an episode of the show, which is a problem with a lot of movies based on shows, unfortunately. They often feel like longer episodes of shows.
Boring!
Dad, we can't see the movie.
I can't believe we're paying to see something we get on TV for free. If you ask me, everybody in this theater is a giant sucker. Especially you!
Despite some very, very minor narrative issues, the Plankton movie is great for adults who grew up with the heyday of SpongeBob and the kids who watch it now. It's a welcome return to the pineapple, or I guess in this case, the chum bucket, under the sea. See it. For me, it gets an A-, 9 out of 10, and 4 out of 5 stars. If you want to see more videos like this, you can check out that video where I rank my 10 favorite movies based on TV shows. If you want to see my thoughts on the other SpongeBob movies, you can click that video there where I rank them and come back next week, where I'll be ranking all 5 SpongeBob movies. Be sure to subscribe and comment with your thoughts on the Plankton movie, and I'll see you next time.